back to my channel. Today I'm here with a new video, and today's video is in collaboration with my girl Kay'sWays. I love her channel. I love her personality. She's another beauty junkie just like myself. She is constantly trying out new products just like me. So we decided to share the best makeup that we have tried this year so far. So y'all make sure to go over and check out her channel and also subscribe. But before we get started, if it is your first time watching, please hit the subscribe button. And if you are a returning subscriber, don't forget to hit the like button. Alright y'all, so let's just get right into the best makeup products that I have tried this year so far. So I think I'm going to start with primers. And the first primer, well, the only primer I have to share, I feel like this has become one of my holy grail primers. And it is the Tom Ford Soft Matte Traceless Primer. There's a lot of hype right now around the new Milk I think it's Pore Eclipse primer. I have that one as well, and I will say that primer ain't fucking with this Tom Ford soft matte primer. Like, this really mattifies. It doesn't dry you out. It actually blurs, so it makes your pores look a lot smaller. This primer, I know it's on the pricey side. It's Tom Ford. It's $80. Yeah, I get it. That's a lot, but it is so worth it. Like, you have to pick this up if you really want a good matte primer. One that is going to be blurring, one that's also going to smooth texture. This is it. Look no further. You need this. I will highly recommend this for all skin types, not just for oily skin. This is definitely worth picking up. You will see a difference with how your foundation goes on top of this primer. Like, I love this primer. This is just everything. This is the best primer that I have tried this year. This is almost up there at Holy Grail status. Okay, so I'm gonna get into some foundations. Y'all know I pretty much try a lot of foundations out here on my channel. I've probably tried every single new release foundation. It's probably a couple I didn't try, but for the most part, I've tried a good 80% of them that has been released this year. So the ones that I'm mentioning are absolutely worth picking up. I would not come on YouTube and tell y'all no lie. Y'all know I'm super honest when it comes to foundation, and the ones that I'm mentioning today, I absolutely love them. You need to get them and add them to your makeup collection. And the first foundation that I absolutely been loving this year, and this was also released this year, I believe early, maybe like January, February, it's the Chanel, the #1 Chanel foundation that you can pick up at Ulta and any other place that sells Chanel. I really love this foundation. I have the shade BD121. It's a perfect shade match. This is a nice foundation. Like, it looks so good. It also looks very skin, also very hydrating. It's not too hydrating on my oily skin that it doesn't last all day. I've worn this to work when I've been at work for like 12 hours and it's been super hot, and this absolutely holds up. I'm not sure about how many shades they have in this line, but I'm sure you could find your shade. Like, I really love this foundation. A couple of y'all have went out and picked this up based on my recommendation, and y'all told me that y'all absolutely love this. If you don't have this foundation, I don't know why not. I don't know what you're waiting for. You definitely need to add this to your makeup collection. This is another pricey one. I believe this is closer to $100. I believe maybe about $75 to $100. I don't know the exact price that this is, but this is kind of pricey. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, but it is super worth it. They have a lot of added skincare benefits in it to enhance the appearance of your skin, so I would highly recommend this foundation that I've been loving this year so far. It has actually been reformulated. This is the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Foundation. This is a very full coverage, a very matte foundation. This is one of those matte foundations that is a comfortable matte. It is not going to dry your skin out, or it's not going to be so drying that you get extremely oily by the end of the day. I love this. I've been loving a lot of Armani complexion products. Y'all know how I feel about the Luminous Silk Foundation, and this is pretty much up there with that. This is super skin-like. I'm actually wearing it today. If you're looking for a really good matte foundation that you can actually wear all year round, this would be one to pick up. I know there's some matte foundation that I have that I will only wear in the summer just because of how matte they are. This is one I feel like you can pretty much use all year round, and they have a decent shade selection. This was reformulated this year. I can't speak to how it compares to the original because I never tried it, but this is a really good one. I would highly recommend this one, and I believe this retails for about $64 or $65, and you can pick this up at Sephora, and you can also pick it up from Giorgio Armani's website as well. This foundation that I've been loving this year, and this also was a new release foundation, and it comes from Givenchy. This is the Prism Libre Skincare Matte Foundation. This foundation is for the oily girls. If you have dry skin or normal skin, I think this might be a little too drying for you, but if you have extremely oily skin, also if you have textured skin, this is a foundation you definitely need to try. It is also full coverage, but with this, a little bit goes a long way. You don't need to cake this on. You probably could use about 2 pumps. Depending on how much hyperpigmentation you got on your face, 2 pumps will be enough. This has a lot of added skincare benefits and a lot of benefits also if you are oily, acne prone, so I would highly recommend this as well. If you tried the Prism Skincare and Glow Foundation and you didn't like that one just because it was a little too hydrating for you, I would say pick this one up and give it a try. Like, I really love this foundation. And next foundation that I will be mentioning that has been my absolute favorite this year. This is not a new foundation. It's been out a couple years by now. I actually tried this out on my channel and I did not like it. I actually hated this foundation. And this year I got my correct shade and I've pretty much been wearing this a lot. Like, I wear this foundation more than y'all have any idea. And this is the Nars Soft Matte Foundation. I found my correct shade, which is the shade Bellum, medium deep 3.6. I love this foundation. Like I said, I wear this a lot. Like, y'all don't have a clue how much I wear this. This foundation, I still feel like if you go in with a very matte primer, you are going to get extremely shiny and oily. So when I wear this, I always use my Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched primer, or sometimes I don't wear a primer with this. I'll just put sunscreen on and I'll go on top of it with this, just because I feel like depending on what I wear with this, I won't like it, just how shiny I get, because this is a very drying foundation. It's not super drying, but it can be on the dry side depending on what you pair it with. Outside of that, I've been loving this. I like the way this looks on camera. I like how it looks in person. I'm just happy I got my correct shade, and I actually really love this foundation a lot. I like this a lot, more than I even want to admit. Like, I like this foundation a lot. Okay, so let's get into some concealers. I have 3 that I want to mention that I've been loving this year so far. And the first one comes from Huda Beauty. I've pretty much been using this non-stop since I reviewed it here on my channel. I love the coverage of this. One of the main things that I absolutely love about this concealer is that this does not crease on me or settle into any fine lines. I don't care how good the coverage is on the concealer. If it creases under my under eyes within like 15-20 minutes, I'm not using it again. This one absolutely does not do that. I can pretty much keep this on all day and I don't have to worry about it settling into any fine lines. This is easy to blend out. The coverage on it is buildable. Like I said, I cannot put this down. Next concealer, I was on a fence about it at the beginning of the year when it first came out. This is the Dior Backstage concealer. What I noticed with this concealer is that if I go in with a lot, I'm going to crease with this. So I would say a little bit of this goes a long way. Now, they don't have a ton of shades. I have the shade 4W and the shade 5N. 4W is what I use under my eyes, and I've been using 5N. Sometimes I actually use that as a foundation. I recommend this concealer, and depending on what shade you get, you can use it multiple ways. And the next concealer I want to mention, this is the Clea de Peau concealer stick. This was sent over to me. I really like these concealers. They're easy to blend out. They're not too drying, because at first I thought maybe stick concealers would be kind of drying like a foundation, but these are not at all drying. They're easy to blend out. They're easy to work with. You can build the coverage up or you can shear it down. Just really depends on you. Also, they don't have a ton of shades, but if you use me as a shade reference, you can pick up 2 or 3 shades. This is on the pricey side. I believe this is about maybe $70 or $80. I don't know, but it is worth it. I would highly recommend this concealer. And sometimes I rotate between the shade Toffee and Hazelnut. It just depends on whatever is near me. So and I also have the shade Cocoa. I feel like Cocoa is kind of close to my complexion. I might start using that as a foundation, or try to use it as a foundation. I'll keep y'all updated on that, but this is a really good concealer. I'm trying to run through the next items really quick just because I am getting very hot under these lights. I'm starting to sweat. I'm gonna start with some bronzers. I have 2 bronzers that I want to mention. The first one comes from Tilbury. There was like back-to-back releases of cream bronzers the last couple months. I feel like I've tried out pretty much all of them, and I feel like after using them, the Charlotte Tilbury one is my absolute favorite out of the Nars, and I can't think of the other name. I can't think of the other one, but I know these are the ones that I reach for a lot, whether it's the shade 3 or the shade 4. At first I felt like I was going to keep shade 4 and then take the shade 3 back, but I've been using both of them a lot. It doesn't matter, just whichever one is near me, that's the one I pick up, because both shades absolutely work on me. If you use me as a shade reference, I would recommend either bronzer I want to mention is actually a bronzer and a blush palette, and it comes from Nars. I actually picked this up because of Kay'sWays. I think I saw her swatch it. She was doing something with this blush and bronzer palette, and I just was like, oh my god, I have to pick this up. I love the bronzer and I also love this blush. If you use me as a shade reference, you need this in your makeup collection. Y'all know I'm not a Nars girl like that, but I really been loving this blush and bronzer palette. I will highly recommend this. I know a couple of y'all have picked this up when I posted about it, but if you have not, you need to get your hands on it. I just been loving this blush and bronzer. Some lip products to mention right quickly, and the first one is the Dior Lip Maximizer. I picked this up during the Sephora sale. This is not a new release product, but I've been using this non-stop. I have this on my lips right now. I will highly recommend this. This is a lip plumper. I love how this looks as a gloss. I love how it looks on top of lipstick. I will highly recommend this. Y'all have heard me talk about this a lot on my channels this year so far, so this has definitely been a lip product that I have not been able to put down this year. Another lip product from Dior that I've been loving a lot, and this is the Dior lip stain. This pretty much is a lip stain, but it is very hydrating. With this lip stain, you could eat, drink, go to sleep, do whatever. This is not budging. Once this is on your lips, it is staying there. I have applied this to my lips and forgot all about it, and I've looked in the mirror and this was still on my lips. I love this. If you're somebody, let's just say you want to put some color on your lips and you're busy working and you don't have time to constantly keep touching up lipstick, I will highly recommend this as well. This product I want to mention is a mascara, and this is the YSL Lash Clasp mascara. I love the packaging of this. This was released this year. I love this mascara. This is pretty much the only thing I use on my eyelashes since I've tried it. I'm somebody, I don't wear lash extensions. I cannot do the strip lash just because I can't glue it on correctly. So pretty much I just use mascara, and this really lengthens my lashes. They're actually noticeable. Like if you talking to me face to face, my lashes look kind of long. So I really been enjoying this mascara. It doesn't get flaky on you. It doesn't dry out quickly. Also, this is waterproof and it's super long lasting. A setting spray, and this was recommended to me by one of my subscribers, None of Your Business. She knew that I was loving the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, and she told me that the one size On Till Dawn setting spray was much better. And I will say that she did not lie. This is the best setting spray that I've tried this year. This is the best setting spray I feel like I have ever tried. This really locks your makeup in place, and it also helps mattify. I recently tested out whether or not if this was waterproof because I wore makeup to the beach. Yes, I wore makeup to the beach. And I used this as a setting spray, and my makeup didn't go anywhere. This really locks everything in place. So I would highly recommend this. Only one negative, I don't like the way it smells. When you first start spraying it, it smells like some type of air freshener. Outside of that, you need this. I would say pick up the mini size and then eventually invest into the full size. But if you like the mini size, you're definitely going to go out and purchase the full size. I've repurchased this a couple times already. I have a backup on standby because I don't never want to run out of this. That's how much I like it. I did want to mention some fragrances that I've been loving this year so far, and the first one that I want to mention, and it is the Tom Ford Rose Prick. Now this is not a summer fragrance. I've been trying not to spray it just because I am a rose lover. I'm not the best at describing fragrances, but if you're somebody who really like a powdery rose, I would highly recommend it. Yeah, I cannot wait until the weather gets a little cooler so I can wear this every day. If you're somebody like myself who love fragrances that smell like roses, or you just love the rose note in your fragrance like myself, I think you would really enjoy this. It is Tom Ford. It's on the pricey side, y'all know that, but I've been loving this fragrance that I've been loving. This one also has a very strong note of rose in it. This is the Carolina Herrera Very Good Girl. I've been loving this. As you see, I've used the heck out of this. This has been one of my favorite fragrances of this year. Again, this is not a new release fragrance. This was released, I think, sometimes last year, I believe. But I really love this. This is like a sweet, juicy rose. That's the best way to describe it. This smells very similar to Angel Nova to me. Now, it don't smell identical, but this definitely puts me in the mind of that fragrance. If you are a rose lover like myself, this is definitely one to add to the fragrance collection. I also feel like this would be a fragrance that would be good for all year round. The way that this smells so good. It's kind of fruity also. You definitely need this. Last fragrance that I want to mention is the Belle Parfum. I picked this up during the springtime, I believe early spring. This is one of those fragrances that when you spray it, you just want to keep smelling it and smelling it again. This is a gourmand fragrance. It's something about this scent that just reminds me of eating a Danish or being in a bakery. This is very sweet. It's kind of sugary. It has a pear note in it. I don't really pick up so much of the pear. I don't know why when I spray this and it settles onto my skin, I kind of pick up a hint of cinnamon. I looked up the notes. There's not a cinnamon note in this, but to me, something about this just reminds me of cinnamon. This smells really, really good. I feel like this would be a fragrance that would work best during the cold, maybe like fall, winter. But I did wear this a lot during the beginning of spring. I haven't worn it so much just because I don't feel like this would be the type of fragrance that you would want to wear during like summer. But outside of that, this smells really, really good. This is a flanker to the original La Belle. I like this so much. I am going to get the original, and I think there may be another flanker to this. I don't know, but I want to try all of the La Belle fragrances. Like, this smells really, really good. Like, I can't even describe how good this smells. It smells like something you want to eat. This is a really good fragrance. Every time I wear this, I get a lot of compliments. And when I was wearing this to work during the spring, my coworker, she would always tell me, like, you smell so good. What is it that you're wearing? It just smells so good. So I would highly, highly recommend this fragrance. I'm not the best at describing notes, so I would say get online, look up the notes and see if it's something that you actually like. But this just smells really, really good. Hey, y'all, that is it. Those were the best products that I have tried this year so far. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Y'all don't forget to go over to Kay'sWays channel and check her out as well. And most importantly, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.